up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match analysis from the match yesterday between Real Madrid and Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup final. I'm going to keep this one raw because I just want to, express my thoughts on the game, what we actually learned from the game, and how the team is looking moving forward. Of course, drop a like down below. Let me know your thoughts down below on the 5 points that I will mention in this video. First point I want to mention is straight off the bat, let's get right into it, and that is on the team's mentality. I've been very much on this throughout the whole entire season about how it is, how it fluctuates, how sometimes it's there, how sometimes it's not. I feel like what this team needs is consistency, and that's been the main problem a lot over the past few years. Consistency on the pitch, and you could even argue consistency off the pitch as well, with the mindset on the pitch and then off the pitch, keeping it, of course, going. We've seen on the pitch how, we create chances, we don't score, blah blah blah, and all that jazz. But for me, the mentality of this team is very rocky. 1 minute it's elite, 1 minute it looking fantastic, best team in the world, next minute is looking like they're the worst team in the world. Now, Lewandowski did speak after the game, after the celebration, saying that the team sat down after the Christmas break and analyzed the month of November and December, how we were basically shocking. Apart from the win in Dortmund, every other game was piss poor, maybe Mallorca away as well. And he said that the team knows the mistakes, they've analyzed it, and now they want to correct it in 2025. Of course, we have 3 games so far in 2025. We've won all 3 of them so far, so maybe there is going to be that change. But again, this team likes to do this a lot. They'll grasp you back in for a couple of games thinking they were the next best thing since sliced bread. Then after that, they'll throw it all away. This is the issue that I have with this team. Of course, hopefully we go on a great run. I've seen a lot of people criticizing me thinking that we're going to lose this game. And look, that's just my opinion. Everyone can be different in retrospect. But if I knew this was a team that was going to show up, I would have confidently predicted a win for Barcelona. But again, that fluctuation is a very, very key issue for Barcelona, but hopefully it progresses. Second thing we learned in this game is, again, the unity the team does have in big games. So only big game that we haven't won this season was Atletico Madrid at home, despite the fact we battered Atletico for the full 90 minutes. We created about 15-20 big chances and only scored 1. We're winning a lot of the big games this season, and that is, again, a true tried and tested of how this team is progressing forward. But it makes me think that this team is more so of a cup team than it is, of course, a league team, because in the league it'll be consistent over 38 games, which this team is far from that. But in the cup games, it's all on moments, and this season we have thrived in those moments, and we of course fallen in those consistency moments. That part from November, from December, we were already doing well in the Champions League. It was all about the league, and we absolutely crumbled it. We had a 10-point lead off Atletico Madrid. I think it was 7 on Real Madrid, and we ended up crumbling, and now we're 6 points behind them. That is of course a massive effect into how this team progresses. But with this now being said, the third point I do want to mention is, what was this Super Cup mainly on for? Confidence and momentum boost. That's why I have there my capture to highlight this game. Great performance and bring confidence in this team. When of course we won the Super Cup last time in 2023, we went on in 2023, we went on and we won the league. We've only won the Super Cup twice during this new Saudi Arabia format. This is now the second time that we've won it. We'll wait and see if it does give that confidence boost. Of course, Raphinha, Pedri, Hansi Flick were all speaking about this pre-tournament and during the tournament as well, that they know that this can be a confidence and a motivator going forward. Because now the team are going to be celebrating this performance, not too much of course, got to lock in for Wednesday against Betis in the Copa del Rey, but they're going to be celebrating this win, of course, very short-lived, probably just tonight in the night in Jeddah, and then moving on. But they want to feel these moments. They'll go on there, they want to vibe, they want to sing together, chant Campeons, sing the songs, all that sort of stuff. This is very short-lived, but to enjoy those moments, you gotta win the league, gotta win the Champions League, even the Copa del Rey a little bit as well, since this of course is more so towards the end of the season. But that is the key factor, using this as confidence. You've beaten Madrid comfortably twice this season. You should be able to not walk through every game this season, but dominate every game this season. Of course, there'll be some purple patches where you're gonna have to drop and forward because of consistency, so many games. We understand that as Barca fans, but consistency is the key factor in this game. Fourth point I want to mention is, of course, individuals. I want to highlight some of the key individual performances in this game. The midfield is just looking more of a rock every single passing day. The likes of Casado, Pedri, Gavi, Olmo, Frankie didn't even get on the pitch last night, which shows how competitive that midfield is, and also shows where the pecking order is right now. You probably have right now Pedri, Casado guaranteed, Gavi and Olmo in the 10, about a 50-50. then Frankie de Jong probably next, then probably Pablo Torre. For Min, I think it's probably a bit maybe ahead of Frankie de Jong. He did, of course, come on ahead of Frankie de Jong against Bilbao. Midfield looking very, very competitive and very, very strong. Fullbacks in this game. Of course, the main criticism, I would probably say the main criticism of this team this season has been the fullbacks, not because of because firstly of the inconsistency, but also because they're not natural. Mainly, of course, on Kounde, but Kounde has leveled up his game a lot over the past month, making dribbles going forward, putting in good crosses in the final third. Of course, got the fantastic assist for Raphinha yesterday as well, and we're now seeing Kounde grow more so in the fullback position. You also have, of course, Balde, who started off the game poorly but is progressing. He's probably had a bit of an up and down season. He performed very well in both Clásicos, but after that, there's been, a bit of meh performances. You have, of course, the attack as well, which that front three has just been cooking all season, scoring goals in the big moments. All three of them getting on the score sheet in this game yet again. Defense has been solid as well. Goalkeepers now, it's looking like there's more competition. Both goalkeepers played in this game in the game last night. Both made some fantastic saves and had fantastic moments. So this team, as a unit, can make things happen this season. The fifth thing I do want to mention, I think it's probably the most important one, is the system. We're now halfway into the season. We've played every single team now at least once, and nobody really has found out this team. You look at the losses this season that we did have. Of course, there's been quite a few. They've all come down to ourselves. Whether it was Atletico Madrid give it away as our own, Leganes from a crap corner, poor defending from, I think, what was it, Eric Garcia or Inigo, someone there. Las Palmas as well. Also, soon at the beginning of the year was just too much rotation from Flick. Every single loss this season has been on our own downfall and not due to the system, and I think that is key, because once these players believe in the system and, more importantly, apply at the highest level on the pitch consistently, there's really no one that can stop us. Of course, next season the teams will be more used to it, they'll be able to find out a bit more, but we've always been scared of front and fast forwards exploiting us where they haven't. Real Madrid scored one goal or 2 goals against us in 180 minutes of football this season. One of them was a free kick. The other one was, of course, a counter-attack. Bayern Munich only scored 1 goal against us. Atletico Madrid was twice, but they weren't really counter-attacking goals. So all these, points that and all these flaws that we do mention about the system being ineffective is now being overshadowed by how the team attributes the system in game, and that is very, very important in my book. I think overall, this game highlights the fact that Barcelona can do special things this season, but it comes down to the players, not to Flick, not to Joan Laporta on signings or stuff like that. It comes to the players, and that's why with the sacking of Xavi, we're now seeing this season the players being highlighted the most, and it's down to really them to really go out there and perform consistently and not let the level drop off considerably between games. We have now games, of course, every other day, so hopefully that will not be the case. I do want to talk about a few other things as well. Firstly, on Inigo, probably I think the biggest talking point after the game, Inigo going to be out now for about a month. He's pulled his hamstring. Of course, he had this injury last season as well. He's done it again. Unfortunately, he will be out for a month. What this now means for Araujo's future, I have absolutely no idea. The media now is reporting that it's very unlikely that Barcelona will let him go in January. Again, summer exit probably still on the table if he does want to leave. The only way this will change now is if Araujo himself will go to Barcelona and say, I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to walk. That is now the only way Araujo leaves. If he kind of be a bit nonchalant, because now he's going to be a starter for the next month if he does end up staying at Barcelona. What's better, starting a month at Barcelona or starting for the rest of the season, dead Juventus team? That's really up to him. Again, the fee and all that stuff will remain to be seen, but with now Inigo being out for a month, very unlikely, I would say, that both or even one of Eric Garcia or Araujo leaving in January. That is, I think, one of the big talking points coming out of this game. Of course, in the comments, let me know, what would you do in the Araujo case? Would you keep him and then move him on in the summer? Again, from now to the summer, the price point difference would probably be around 10 to 50 million. If we sell him now for 70, probably in the summer he'll go for, I think, 55, 60. So it's not too much of a difference, but of course 10 million is still a lot of money. Of course, on Eric Garcia as well, probably you get the same price for him now that you do in the summer, so no real big change there as well. A very, very interesting point, and we'll wait and see what the board, and of course Declan Laporta, do decide to do. Of course, Araujo himself, with his opinion, will also have a big effect as well. But with Inigo now being out for about 5 weeks, he's probably looking and trying to come back for the Champions League round 16, which would be around the middle of February, end of February, so that's why he's probably eyeing his return. Kubarsi gonna be getting a buckload of minutes now unless Araujo really stays. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now in the Mercado with this injury to Inigo, out for a month. You could maybe say a month and a half as well. Since he had his injury before, I think he can come back in a month. But again, it is a long-term injury, so we'll wait and see how things do turn out in that regard. I also want to talk about some of the videos that have come out for the celebration of the championship, where you see a lot of the unity in this team. Again, they've been through ups and downs. This team has been, the core of this team have been together now for almost 3 or 4 years. You see them win the Super Cup before in emphatic fashion against Real Madrid on both occasions as well. But this one seems a bit different, maybe with, you know, none of the Club de Amigos here anymore, your Busquets, your PKs, your Jordi Albas, your Sergio Roberto. This is now kind of a new leadership, you could say, in the team, so it does feel a little bit different. And also you can see that in the celebrations as well, that was led by Raphinha and Lamine Yamal for the majority of the time. Even with Lewandowski, you can see that Araujo celebrating as well, even though he apparently wants to walk out the door tomorrow. So it's interesting to see how the team does fare in these kind of celebrations, because you see who are not only the leaders of this team, you see who really cares about it. For example, Casado having a Barca flag around him, and same with Lamine Yamal as well. That for me screams they love the club. I'm not saying that the other ones who don't have a flag don't. I think, of course, Raphinha had a Brazilian flag. Look at this, by the way, with João Laporta. All the players crowding around him, cheering with him as well, which means there's no bad blood. They trust him, whether it's Dani Olmo registration, what Raphinha said in the press conference as well. But, you know, Casado and Lamine Yamal having the Barca flag there shows that, you know what, they're players of the club. Kubarsi was glazing. He's like, oh, after the game, I love winning my first trophy with the club of my life. And seeing the team not only care about the club, but they care about each other is also a very, very big asset, and an asset that we need to be utilizing throughout the duration of this season, because of course the team wants more moments like this. Having this moment in January, halfway through the season, where you can't really celebrate it too much, it's not going to be overlasting. We're not going to be looking at the back of this moment, you know, this season. Of course, I predicted at the beginning of the year if we win one trophy, this season would be a success, because we of course won trophy this last season. So we're already at a success point. Why not reach further? And you see here, of course, the players surrounding Dani Olmo after he went through those struggles in that first week of January, celebrating with the fans as well. He kept on pointing down like this, and he wanted to say, so again, exit rumors were never about defeat. That's also an important aspect as well, not to believe everything that you read in the news. Of course, when stuff is concrete and consistent, like Araujo's future, that's when you can look into it. But stuff like with Dani Olmo, where there were murmurs and stuff like that, you can't really look into it too much. But seeing the celebration of the players is always nice to see, seeing how much they care as well. Doing it together is most importantly. When you see teams over the past few years win trophies, they like to do it kind of individually, kind of in their own core groups, but everyone here in Barcelona was celebrating together. I'm not trying to say that other teams don't, but you can clearly see there is a divide. Other teams, they'll celebrate together a little bit, and then they kind of just disperse on their own. But you see with Barcelona, they stay together the whole entire time. So it's always nice to see the team celebrating a trophy. But again, this is the least, not the priority. Again, we kind of don't have consistency runs of trophies nowadays, so any trophy we will take. But seeing them celebrate this is always a good sight to see. And most importantly, that we know that's not going to last. We of course have Betis on Wednesday, Copa del Rey, which of course is a higher ranked trophy than the Super Cup. They got the lock in for that game as well. And look at here, Casado celebrating with the vice president Rafael Luce as well. It's just a sense of family, which of course Xavi did build upon a lot, but Flick wanted to maintain that very, very heavily. But again, celebration's not going to be overlasting. I don't think the team will probably celebrate heading into Monday or Tuesday. Of course, the trophy will probably be presented on Wednesday at the Montjuic ahead of the game against Betis. But again, this is a moment that you enjoy during the evening. After that, it's time to lock in. I think Lewandowski even mentioned this after the game as well, said that, you know what, we're going to enjoy this moment. But again, we can't enjoy it too much. We have games coming thick and fast. And again, this now is going to be put on the shelf for now. You can maybe add it hopefully to other trophies that we do celebrate at the end of the season. That's why the double under Xavi felt so nice, because you had the league, but you also had something else to, you know, cherish, and something else to also commemorate and celebrate as well. So that's kind of what the Super Cup really is. So we'll see how things do turn out. Of course, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on the Super Cup. What do you think this will give Barcelona the confidence going forward? Your thoughts on the players' performances as well. The Inigo injury, what do you think will happen with that? I think Araujo now will stay or go. Same with Eric Garcia. What would you do in that kind of scenario? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca. Yeah.